What's up YouTube, SavageHerobrine here, and welcome to another Sonic video. In today's video, I'll be ranking the controls and physics for all 4 Sonic Boost games, so please like this video if you do like it, and please subscribe if you want to subscribe and stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. So before I start the list, I need to tell you that I'm only comparing the physics and controls for modern Sonic, so let's get into the list now. So at number 4 we have Sonic Forces, and Sonic Forces has some interesting physics and controls. And with Sonic Forces and stuff, and with this controls, for some reason when you try platforming, it actually can become a hassle when trying to actually platform when you are playing as Sonic, which I find really weird. You have to be extremely precise. And then there's stuff like the double jump, which isn't exactly as good and refined as Sonic Colors' double jump, and the double jump isn't even that high, so if you fail to go on a platform, which you will a lot because how the physics work in Sonic Forces, you'll just end up dying a lot of times because of how the physics work and how Sonic controls. So then you just end up not exactly making all the jumps that you need for when you're in platforming sections of the game, but it's not too bad. Most of the time you won't exactly die too many times, but definitely can be quite annoying. And in Sonic Forces, they decided to take away the drift from Sonic, and the drift is something that allows Sonic to make tight turns, and sometimes this can actually be a bad thing. For example, in boosting sections, because there's no drift, you can't actually make tight turns when you would actually need to use the drift, and this basically causes you to fall off the stage a lot of the time. So that's another problem with the controls for Sonic Forces. And because of all this is why it's at number 4 on the list. And at number 3 we have Sonic Unleashed. And because Sonic Unleashed, Sonic is really fast, faster than he's ever been in any other Sonic game, there are some downsides to that, like for example him having really tight controls. And because of this, it actually comes to a problem that Sonic Forces had, where you have problems with platforming, but it's not as bad as in Sonic Forces. And with the controls for Sonic and Sonic Unleashed, for some reason the homing attack, instead of it being mapped to the button where you jump, instead it's actually mapped to a button where you can actually do light speed dash and air boost, or just boost in general. And this can definitely be a bad thing, especially if you're trying to homing attack, but instead use air boost instead. And sometimes this has happened to me too, and sometimes it just leads to me dying a bunch of times, which can definitely be really irritating sometimes because of where the homing attack is placed on the controller. And also, I don't really like how they did the drift in this game, because in Sonic Unleashed, sometimes, for example, in Missouri Act 2, when you actually try drifting while boosting, you cannot even make any single turn, and this basically results in just drifting without doing boosts and stuff, and this makes it hard to do stuff like S-rings and stuff. And the drifting in this game is definitely better than Sonic Forces, and Sonic Forces doesn't even have a drift, but still, it's still not the best drift we've ever seen in a Sonic game. So that's why this is at number 3 on this list. And number 2 is Sonic Colors, and Sonic Colors definitely did have some more refined physics than Sonic Unleashed, and even though it has some great controls and stuff, I do have some problems with it. For example, the drift. And the drift you can't exactly naturally do at all times in the game. It's only specific times where you can actually drift in the game where it actually allows you to drift, and the drift does work fairly well and stuff. And most of the time you don't even use the drift, so it's not as much as a problem as the drift problem for Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Forces. And I definitely do like the double jump in Sonic Colors. It definitely does help you if you miss the platform and stuff, and the platforming is definitely much more refined, and the controls aren't as tight as Sonic Unleashed's controls, so that's also a plus. Even though Sonic Colors, Sonic isn't exactly as fast as he was in Unleashed. But outside of that, he definitely does work well, and I definitely do like it, even though you can't exactly do stuff like the drift at all times. But despite all of that, this is why he's at number 2 on this list. So number 1 on this list is Sonic Generation. Sonic Generation definitely has stellar controls, and it's so good at platforming, and platforming is easier than ever in this game. And because of that, you don't even need a double jump in this game, because there is no double jump in this game, and you can drift at all times, and the drift is back and it's better than ever, and it's definitely really great in this game. And Sonic may not be as fast as he was in Sonic Unleashed, but he's also faster than he was in Sonic Colors, and it definitely makes this great blend of what the controls were like for Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Colors, and combines them and makes it even better than both of them combined. It definitely is great, especially when you're boosting, and then when you need to drift, it's extremely easy, and in platforming sections, you basically have no problem. It's by far the most refined controls and physics for Sonic that I've ever had, and so I wish he did have these refined physics and controls for Sonic Forces, but hopefully we'll even get some more better physics and controls for the next Sonic game. So what are your thoughts about this? What do you think is the best Sonic game with the best controls and physics? Tell me down in the comment section below, and without the way, SavageHerobrine out.